I'm here just to keep everybody happy. I keep my nurses happy, hopefully, my hospital's happy. And Serge, who is with me here today, also does an amazing job with his team and the team of recruiters that we have behind us, world class, helping us get everything done and keep everyone happy. So who are we and what do we do? As we said, we are Greenstaff Medical. We are a global healthcare staffing agency with presence in 11 countries. We hire RNs on a temporary to permanent model. Our services include nursing, allied, travel, local, direct hire, per diem, and international. So we are a large company, but all we're going to talk about is international. So we have been awarded several awards. Our travel team has been awarded the Gold Seal of Excellence through Joint Commission. We worked very hard to get that and are very happy, as well as our recruiting agency was named Best Recruitment Agency with CareerCrawler.com. So 2 accomplishments that we are very proud of. So who are we and what do we do? We hire new graduate U.S. nurses. So if you are a new grad in the U.S., you were born in the U.S., you're a United States citizen, and you don't have to ever worry about immigration, we can hire you to get started. We have lots of opportunities across the United States. We have exclusive placements in some locations that you might not be able to get in as a new grad. We can help you with that. So please come to us if you are a new grad. If you are an international nurse coming from another country and want to get started at your career in the United States, to us, we can help you with your EB-3, which is your visa that allows you to get the green card. If you are an F1 nursing student, which were born in another country, being educated in the United States, we can help you with or without your OPT, all of these programs with or without experience. And we also hire TN nurses, which are Mexico and Canadian nurses, that travel on a special visa just for those areas. So what do we offer? We offer the visa processing and assistance and reimbursement. We will offer with relocation assistance. We have a candidate referral program. We also have what we operate on is a 24-hour-day concierge model. If you need help, we're here to help you no matter what time of the day it is, no matter where you are. Hats off to our travel team, one of our recruiters. We've been helping a nurse come in from Nigeria. She had a layover in Qatar. She came into the U.S. late last night, got cleared through customs about 8:30. We knew all the goings on because we communicated with her and worked with her through that entire process. We made sure that her and her husband and her 4 children got to their Airbnb and are there and comfortable and everything is going well. So now they can focus on getting to work and we can help them get here, making it as smooth as possible. So that's what we're here for with all of that assistance, and that's what we offer. We also have competitive rates, which is one thing that makes us a little unique in that we mirror our rates based on your experience, the same as the local hospital does. So if Hospital X is hiring a nurse at $35 an hour, we're going to make you that same offer at $35 an hour for the same placement of those working side by side. We think that creates a wonderful community and a wonderful team, and that's why our model has been successful. As I say all the time, we're not trying to be the biggest, we're just trying to be the best. And so far, it's working out well. So how do I put all these pieces and all these puzzles together and get started? Well, that's where I'm going to turn it over to my trusty counterparts. I'm going to turn it over to Serge, and then I'm sure Serge will speak a little bit and then turn that over to Mark. Serge, take it away, please.
Thanks, Stacy. All right, so how you get started? You should be a licensed registered nurse. Even if you have your NCLEX lined up for you, you've got your ATT, we can still get you interviewed at a hospital, get you the offers. At least you will have, you will know like what you are writing that NCLEX for. You'll be one step closer. For F1 new graduates, they're welcome with or without OPT. So even if you don't have your OPT, you don't have to worry. We'll still file for your adjustment of status along with your EAD, whichever comes faster. We'll take care of that accordingly for you guys. So that's that. We also help you with the NCLEX study material, and anything that we can help you with, we can do that. Can we go to the next slide, Stacy? All right. So if we talk about the locations, we have got pretty much all over the US. We've got New Hampshire, Kentucky, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Virginia, North Carolina, Vermont, New Mexico, Illinois, Missouri, Louisiana, Michigan, Kansas, Texas, Florida, and we're adding more as we speak. John Gaffer, he's the director of business and development, and he's doing a fantastic job with getting more clients every time. So if you look at the specialties, even for the F1s, we do hire for specialty units as well. However, there's only a limited facilities who are open to hire nurses for specialty unit, especially the new grad nurses. So these specialties are rehab, ER, cardio, labor and delivery, medical surgical, nephrology, pediatrics, ICU, endoscopy, psychology, and more. So that's specialties. Now, if we talk about the referral bonus program that we've got, reference and earn step-by-step guide, all you have to do is to visit our website, greenstaffinternational.com, submit your candidate referral on our online form. If your referral is successfully placed, you make $1,000. So this is a easy, quick money, as we call it. All you have to do is to find out the right person who is looking for a job or looking forward to start their career in the US and also want a green card, want to settle down in the US. You can refer them to on our website and you make yourself $1,000. So that's our referral bonus for you guys.
Can everyone please
All
mute
right.
your line? Thank you. Go ahead,
All right,
Serge.
process. So we've got process timelines now. If we talk about process timelines, that's why we have our special guest today, Mark Del Rosario. I think everything changed yesterday when we got the latest news on August USCIS, I guess. So process timeline, can we have the next slide? All right, so for TN, nothing changes. TN visa is basically the one that only Canadian citizens and Mexican citizens are eligible for. So nothing changes there, 3 to 6 months roughly. It could be shorter than that. It's never more than that. So all you really have to do, the only thing that we wait for is the visa screen. Once you have that, we send you the offer letter via FedEx. Once you get it, you just walk up to the border, get yourself stamped on your passport. You get yourself a TN visa. You're good to work in the US for 3 years. And after 3 years, if you want to renew it, you can renew it, no problem. Or you will definitely have a green card by then. Other countries, if we talk about the timeline for, except for India and China, other countries, the wait time could look like up to 18 months for now, as per the latest visa bulletin that we received. We don't do any placements for mainland China or India as for now because of the long processing times. And obviously our clients are not ready to wait for that long because the time period kind of looks like 7 to 12 years, which is a long time. If we talk about F1 students, we will work with them with or without OPT. If they do not have their OPT, we file for their adjustment of status along with their EAD. Once that is processed, you will continue working till completion of contract. So that's for F1s. Now the contract looks like it is for 5,600 hours, regardless of when you receive your green card. Every hour that you work your overtime, if you work on holidays, everything will be counted towards your contractual hours. Our PWDs, most of them are current. All right. Now, these are some lovely reviews by our nurses who are working all over the states, different locations. Stacy and John did visit some of our nurses up north, and they had a great chat. They would, invite them for dinner. They would talk about how the assignment is going, how we can improvise. What is your feedback, how your journey has been so far. Some kind words for their recruiters, or if they have any feedback to share. All of that chit chat. And the nurses were really happy. We are making a change and it feels fantastic. So there's Nurse Lisa and Nurse Carla and all of that. You're fine. Nurse Lovely, Christiana, and all of these nurses here with Stacy. It's a beautiful picture, Stacy. Talks about the moment. Right. We can go to the next slide. So we post hot jobs every week, twice a week. Our website is greenstaffinternational.com. You might want to check it out. We also have a Facebook page, Greenstaff International. And on LinkedIn, we are still at Greenstaff Medical USA, but Austin and the team is working on getting ourselves our own LinkedIn page as well, which would be Greenstaff Medical International, but it's not live yet, still in the making. Okay. Vivian says that there's no volume. Can you hear us now, Vivian?
Is anyone else having any difficulty hearing us?
Just to let Vivian know, I was just reading off the slide.
Sure.
So we now have question and answers session for 10 minutes. We have Mark who will answer the complex queries about the immigration. So fire away, guys.
I was going to say, let's go ahead and let Mark talk, and then he
Yes.
can bring up any questions with that. So Mark, if you would take it away and tell us what's going on in the world of immigration.
Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to everybody wherever you are. Anyway, I'm Mark Del Rosario. I'm the in-house immigration attorney for Greenstaff. So I do primarily immigration advisory and petitions for Greenstaff, and that's what I do mainly, and that's what I'm dedicated to do. So happened anyway.
I took the slide off so everyone can see who is talking
okay,
now.
that's good.
So everyone can see Mark.
Yeah. Anyway, so as an in-house attorney, what does it mean? I'm available for consultation to our nurses, to our candidates, directly or indirectly through our recruiters. You can ask our recruiters if you have questions, immigration-related questions. You can send it to me through the recruiters or directly through me. To me, sorry, directly to me. What else? As an immigration attorney in-house, I personally do the petitions for our nurses directly without having to go outside of the office for of Greenstaff to do this stuff. So it's actually faster for us when we do the petitions. Okay, so I was just given a few minutes to talk about it, so I cannot discuss the immigration process entirely. But just to give you an idea, for nurses, aside from Mexicans and Canadians, the only possible way of getting to the US and working permanently would be through an immigrant visa, what we call a green card. So if you want to come to the US and work as a nurse through Greenstaff, the only way by which you can work legally in the US is through an immigrant visa, through a green card. And we at Greenstaff will sponsor you if you're if you come join us, we will sponsor you for an immigrant visa. And as Stacey has mentioned earlier, we shoulder every the costs for the immigrant visa petitions, at least for you, not necessarily the dependents, but of course it's something that you can discuss with Stacey later on. But it's basically shouldered by the Greenstaff, the expenses for immigration. Now, I'd like to go to the timelines, as Siraj mentioned just a while ago. Because the available visa option for nurses is an immigrant visa, this is now subject to retrogression. What does it mean? Right now, there is a wait period involved. So as recent as May this year, that was 2 months ago, everything was current, meaning there was no wait involved. When we petitioned for nurse from outside or from within the US, the process continues immediately and continues to the end without any significant wait. Of course, there's the processing time that takes, but there is no uh, holding period or wait period for us to do the petitions. Fortunately, because of some supply and demand issues involving visas provided by the US Department of State, the visa petition process is now subject to wait. And as Suraj mentioned, the news that we learned yesterday, it's a long wait uh, as compared to what we had like 3 months ago, which is practically nothing. But as compared to what it was like 6 or 7 years ago, it's a shorter period. Yeah, it's like yeah, 2 years, but it changes. No, it changes. Um, the visa bulletin is issued every month, and the wait period changes. It could be shorter next month. We don't know, but it is it is there right now. The wait period established by the Department of State. But anyway, if it takes like uh 2 years and it's there is a jumper, we will still proceed with the immigration process for the nurses. So that even though it would take 2 years, so long as there's this the job that's there and the willingness of the nurse, then we are indeed willing to uh, file the petition for the nurses, even though it involves a wait period at this time. So I don't want to discuss further details of the immigration process and retrogression, but of course we will be available for your questions regarding this immigration process if there are. So I guess that's it for me. If you have any questions, probably we can, if there's a opportunity later on, I can discuss all this because it's going to be a webinar by itself, the immigration process, and I'm sure questions would abound with all this concept about immigration. But for now, it's just giving you an overview of what Greenstaff offers as an immigration support for
Absolutely.
our nurses, international
Thank
nurses.
you, Mark.
Yeah.
That really helps. That
Yes,
really
yes,
helps
yes,
to
yes.
tell us a little bit about the process and tell us where we are. So I'm sure there are lots of questions. That's why we brought Mark on this morning. So fire away. Ask us your questions. Let us know. You can raise your hand signal in the chat, or you can just type the message and we can read it. And so please ask away. Please let us know if you have any questions, and if so, how we can help you. So Mark, I heard you say, while people are getting their questions together, I heard you say that the processing timeline changed again. Can you tell us how often that changes?
Okay, so the wait period is based on the visa bulletin issued by the Department of State. And this visa bulletin is issued every month. So every month, the U.S. Department of State comes up with a visa bulletin where the period of wait is provided. So this for the month of August 2023, it came out yesterday, July 13th. So there it says that the wait period to file would be almost 2 years, or more than 2 years, because the cutoff date is May 1st, 2020. So yeah, it's more than, or actually 3 years. It's 3 years based on that. But as I said, it changes, and it's a function of supply and demand. If next month the Department of State would see that the demand is good enough, or that the supply is good enough, then they could advance the dates, the cutoff dates. But of course, conversely, if they see additional demand, they could also move it further back. So, but yeah, it changes every month.
Thank you. Hey, Mark, in October, there's always a big change. Can you talk about what that is and how that can affect this priority date moving up and down? I know that every month it changes, but isn't there something that happens in October that kind of
Yes,
starts the whole ball game again?
right. Well, I wouldn't really say with certainty that there will be big changes, but in October, that's when the new fiscal year for the USCIS and the Department of State begins. So, and the start of the fiscal year in October, that's when the new batch of visas are issued or at least allocated. So, in October 1, okay, we have this number of visas. So, there will be new visas coming in, and that's when the US Department of State would determine again if there is or if this supply would be able to meet that demand. That's why in October, we somehow are hopeful that there will be changes in this stated wait period, which as of now is 3 years. So hopefully, when the new visas come out, there could be some advances in the wait period.
Okay, thanks. That really, I think, helps to clear it up. I know that a lot of people have questions around that. Has anyone been able to give us a question? So here a question is, sorry I had to join late. I would love to know more about the process and where do I start from? What are the requirements to be in one of your programs? So hello, thank you for your question. That's okay that you joined late. The biggest thing to get started in one of our programs is to be a registered nurse. With a passing NCLEX or at least your ATT date. So if you are a registered nurse and you are here in the US, from the US, wherever you stand in your nursing program, international nurse educated in the US or a nurse from the US educated in the US, we can help you.
Did we lose Stacy? She froze.
I think so. I'll
Yeah.
I'll answer the question in the meantime.
Okay.
So hi Miller, I see
And then if you are,
oh, there she is.
am I still here?
Yes, we lost you for a bit,
Oh.
Stacy. I think you're back. Welcome back.
Okay, sorry. So I was just, I don't know what you heard, but if we have any more questions, go ahead and type them in. And if we missed your question, we will certainly send you an email in the chat and make sure that we answer you one-on-one. So please, please let us know. Sorry about that.
No problem. So I would just like to answer the question in the second half of it. What are the requirements to be for one to be on your program? So for one to be in our program, the requirements are very simple. Your birth country should not be India or China for the time being. Because of the retrogression, obviously, you will not be able to get you a green card within 5 to 10 years, which is a requirement. So other than that, if you're born in any other country, you have your BSN or ADN, anything is good. If you have your ATT, we can still work with you for your NCLEX. If you have passed your NCLEX, that's well and good. We'll get you interviewed and filed for your immigration visa accordingly. So the requirements are pretty simple. If you are in the US or even if you're not in the US, we will still work with you. We'll still file for your immigration visa. The requirement is pretty simple. You should have a passion for nursing. You should be a nurse graduate either via BSN or associate's degree. You should have passed your NCLEX or at least should have ATT in order to do that. And I guess that's pretty much it. You should not have any cases going on from USCIS. If you're in the US, you should have never gone out of status in the past. That usually helps. I think that's all. These are all the requirements. Unless I missed anything, Mark or Stacy.
No, I don't think you've missed anything at all. I am going to share our screen that has our email addresses on it. So if you can take a look at those email addresses, let us know. If you have any questions, you can email myself or Serge directly. There are emails listed below, or you can always, like Serge has mentioned, log on to one of our websites, our social media site. Come find us. We're always here to answer questions. We're not too difficult to find. If you just Google Greenstaff Medical International, you can find us pretty easily. So does anyone else have any questions before we log off and get to those emails that hopefully people are sending us with your detailed questions? So let us know if you have any other concerns, any other questions out there before we end our chat for the day. I think we are good. I don't see any more questions. Again, thank you everyone for joining us, and we will. Oh, I heard some. Is that a background noise or is someone asking a question? I think that just must have been one of our background noises. No worries. Thank you all so much. And if we have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, give us a call. However, you can get in touch with us. We will certainly be there to answer all your questions. So thank you all so much for joining us, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
There's
a question there, Stacey.
at the
Oh.
very end. Do you also recruit nursing assistant? We do have different domains that we work with. So this is the international recruitment, Greenstaff Medical International. Here we only hire nurses for the time being, but if you're talking about nursing assistant from abroad, from outside of the US, we are not doing that at the moment, but we do have another domain where we hire for nursing and allied. There we do have job opening for nursing assistant if you're already in the US. If you're outside of the US, then we might not be able to hire nursing assistant for the time being, but later on, you never know. We might have something like that in the near future. Sure.
Serge, we often get asked that question about nursing assistants. The USCIS has a what they call as a skilled position,
Labor,
a skilled
EB3.
labor position, and they require that to be a registered nurse. So that is not a Greenstaff issue. That is a USCIS issue. So I just wanted to make that clear. We would love to help nurse assistants because they are certainly in need in the US, but as of now, USCIS has not seen that as an option.
They
to
only
allow
recognize nurses
right.
for
They
now.
only recognize the nurses.
Another question, do you help with
go ahead.
NCLEX classes? So we do have the study material for NCLEX. We even have got the new study material for NCLEX new generation. That's what we share with our nurses. It has it has proved to be really helpful for a lot of our nurses who recently passed their NCLEX. And if you go through all those practice questions, sample questions, I think that really helps you gain that confidence so that whenever you're going to write your NCLEX, you will have that confidence that you've done it many times, and it could be a piece of cake for you to pass the NCLEX. Sure, we do all of that.
Great questions. Wonderful. Thank you all so much.